What is going on, YouTube? Sticky back at it. We are here on the free to Kraken account, and we are currently rank 4. Man, like 15 minutes ago, I was talking to Chad here about making this video. We were rank 3. And then this effer, Fergus, big boy 75 million comes in, and while we're chatting, comes in, posts that score. Now I'm rank 4. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hopefully I'm ranked 50 by the time this ends. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So we are currently ranked 4 on the Nova leaderboards. Nova Scourge, I guess, is what we're calling it. Is it really a Scourge? I don't know. 2.122763 points has us at rank 4. Okay, a couple of things here. I am going to try to make this as cohesive as possible. It's going to be pretty disjointed. I'm sorry in advance, but just try to follow along. A couple of things here. Number one, this is a Kraken account. You are not going to be able to post a score like this without having a Kraken account. I got lucky. You're not going to be able to do this. If I could lower the TCP on this account to make it more reasonable for your account, maybe I'll do something with the purple sticky account, the smaller one, to make it more, relatable to your account. I would do that. There's nothing I can do, though. This is the account I have. I'm sorry. Number 2. Dorky Dad is amazing. So I have had a lot going on in my life. I didn't even think I was going to make this video. New house. It's taking up all my free time. A lot of stuff going on here. Unexpected surgery for my father yesterday that I had to spend time with him. He's doing fine now. Thank you for asking. So I didn't even expect to do this. I wasn't going to do this, wasn't going to do a crazy D9 run, but while I was sitting in the waiting room while he was getting his surgery done, I messaged Dorky Dad and I said, hey man, thinking about doing a D9 run, what Scourges should I bring? And you know what he said? Take all of them except this, this, and this. He didn't say, Sticky, you're going to try to beat my score, go F yourself. He didn't say, hey, you're going to go make a YouTube video. I'm not going to tell you, good luck on your own. Normally, I would just spend 1,000 hours bashing my head up against the wall and figuring out what Scourges to take and which ones not to take for the ones that aren't obvious. But I didn't have to do that, and that saved me so much time and allowed me to do this. So thank you to the class act Dorky Dad. You guys know that he has the best Scourge videos in the business. Make sure you go check him out. He saved me an immense amount of time not having to do that work myself. That being said, I did not watch any of his Scourge videos because, one, a lot of the joy for me is figuring this stuff out myself. I get a lot of fun. I derive a lot of fun from that. And also, I didn't want it, if I did ultimately end up making this video, I didn't want that to even subconsciously influence the teams that I brought in. I just wanted to organically try the nodes, see what's working, adjust here and there, and eventually get through it. Because what's the point? If I'm just like, Dorky told me to take these Scourges and then I just use the teams that he had in his video, why would you even watch this video? That being said, there is probably a ton of overlap here. Because there's certain teams that, like, it's just like, yeah, you're going to use that for this node. But maybe there's some variation. Maybe he brought things that I didn't. I don't know what he brought, so I'm not sure. But maybe this is just another data point that could help you guys. But all that to say, he has incredible videos. He goes in depth on all the nodes. Make sure you check out his content. I'm sure you've already seen it. Yeah, Dorky's the best. This is going to be a high-level overview of the teams that I brought in and general thoughts about the node. I do not have the time or the patience to do what he does and do full breakdowns. This is a lot of talking. Let's just get into it. Dorky's the best. Thank you for the Scourge recommendations, Dorky, or pact recommendations. So we did difficulty 9 with every pact on, except Dorky said don't take on the offensive, don't take power dynamics, and don't take warp world. Warp world. So that's what I did. Thank you, Dorky, for saving me so much time for having to figure this out myself. So what teams did we use? Well, let's see here. I can't show you now because we already finished the run, but node 1, this is the one that starts out with, where are we at? This is an easy one. There's not much to this. So node 1, what did I bring in? I brought in the full Death Seed team with Red Hulk. And the reason I did that is because, one, Death Seed is incredible. They're OP. They're an amazing team. And I love them. And anytime that I can use them, I do use them. Why did I bring in Red Hulk? I brought in Red Hulk because Red Hulk is he's an amazing character on his own, but he gets energy on kill from Archangel, which allows him to quickly charge up. And I could have made him Striker. That's another thing, by the way, guys. When you take, I don't remember the name of the pact, but when you take the thing that's like, if a Striker gets a kill, they get ability energy. I did make some characters like Striker Blue 3 here to like leverage that. Some characters I just didn't because I didn't need to, like Red Hulk. But anytime you have a damaging character, you should take that pact, number one. But also, anytime you have a high damage character that's probably going to get kills, if you want to make the node a little bit easier, just make them Striker because they're going to get ability energy when they get a kill. It's fantastic. I didn't need that ever for Red Hulk, so I left him. I think he's Raider 5. He's definitely Raider 5. But yeah, in any event, I brought him in with Death Seed here. He gets ability energy when Archangel gets a kill, and basically we steamrolled the node. There was no problems whatsoever. I couldn't even give you a strategy for this because we just rolled right over it. And Red Hulk got ability energy every time we got a kill, and it was fantastic. All right, let's take a look at node 2. Node 2 can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. So this is the one where you spawn in. There's a Kate Bishop. There's 2 Quakes and there's 2 Echoes, and you kind of need to be careful if your team's not big enough because Echo will just retaliate and destroy your team. All right, what did I bring in for this? I brought in Masters of Evil and Quicksilver. Absorbing Man is the least good character on Masters of Evil team. He's not good. Quicksilver is pretty much better on the team in all ways. Real quick, shout out. I would say the MVPs, honestly, Kang is incredible. He's obviously incredible. But, like, the unsung heroes of CC as far as individual characters, Titania and Moonstone are incredible. You can make them Strikers if you want. Titania gets energy constantly anyway. I think she gets it on retaliates and basic attacks, and she's popping off with abilities constantly. You can make her Striker if you wanted. I just left her Raider for everything. And then I left Skirmisher on her. I think maybe later I set her to Striker. I don't know. But in any event, their CC abilities, their crowd control abilities are incredible. MOEs, getting all their, if you take those Scourges, which you should, getting all their Cosmic Crucible bonuses and everything. With this team, this was a pretty easy node. Maybe I reset it once or twice. I don't really know. But just, kind of off the bat there, you just want to control the Echoes. You want to use your crowd control abilities. And as with all of these things, I know that's a very broad strategy, I know, but you have to play it by ear. Like, every time I went into all of these nodes, it was a little bit different than the last time I went in, right? Like, the RNG was a little bit different. The coin flips were a little bit different, all of that stuff. So just play it by ear. And ultimately what you want to do is you kind of want to slow roll nodes. You want to kill quickly key characters that are really, you find, are jacking your team up. Kill them quick, and then slow and controlled attacks to keep your team healthy and to keep your cooldowns up. The last thing you want is to get done with node 2, and then the next time you use Masters of Evil in node 5 or whatever it is, 6, you have no cooldowns because you blew your whole load at the end of at the end of node 2, right? That doesn't help you at all. So slow and controlled, but drop Absorbing Man for Quicksilver. That's what worked for me using Masters of Evil. All right, node 5 sucks, bro. It sucks. It's terrible. Node 5 is a nightmare. I spent so long bashing my head against a wall thinking, oh, I'm just going to bring in new warriors with, Shang-Chi and 2099, and I'll just bring in the full New Warriors team, and then eventually we'll get good enough RNG, and whatever. It literally never worked. Node 3 sucked. The Wakandan team goes so fast. The unavoidables from OG Black Panther, or BP 1 million, excuse me, the unavoidable ultimate, the damage from the Nakia pings, it is a nightmare. I was like, this is not going to work. I'm stubborn, right? Like, I always will try to see if I can one-shot something. And then finally, I eventually hit a wall, and I'm like, this is never going to work. Sorry, I'm drinking so much. You need water. And I got to the point on node 3, I was like, there's literally no way I can bring in a team I'm never going to get that god RNG, and this is going to work out. It's just not going to happen. So what did I end up doing? Wrong screenshot. I ended up bringing in web warriors, or at least characters that can dodge, that have some innate dodge. I think these all have innate dodges. And I brought in Noir. I don't know that he has innate dodge. I don't think he does, but he does revive once, which is nice. And within 1 or 2 attempts of bringing in dodgy Web Warriors characters into this, I got a couple of lucky dodges, and we just burnt through their cooldowns as they were attacking. You're going to eat the unavoidable ults from the BP 1 millions. That's going to happen. But you might dodge some Nakia pings. I think on the second attempt, the Black Panther 1 millions got back around to their special. So they took 2 turns, and we ate both of the specials on their characters. That was amazing. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep this. I've gotten down all the massive cooldowns. And so that's what I did. I brought in Web Warriors. I ate a bunch of cooldowns, got some key abilities down. And then I came in with what is, in my opinion, the actual second team for Scourge. Number 1 is MOE. They want to say that number 2 is X Factor and Quicksilver. It ain't that, bro. It ain't that. It's new Warriors. New Warriors with the CC buffs. I did not kill Philly, to answer your question. I did not kill anyone. I didn't even do damage. I did 3.24. I did like a little bit of splash damage maybe with Web Warriors. Maybe. Honestly, I'm surprised even seeing this. I don't even think I took a turn. I thought I didn't take a turn. This might just be like retaliates from her. All I did was burn cooldowns. That's it. Once the BP 1 millions, if you can get both BP 1 millions to use their specials, you're basically good. If you can get enough good RNG on the dodges to get them to use their specials, you're pretty much good. Then I brought in the second best team in the Nova Scourge, and that is the new Warriors. They are incredible. They're going to make your life so much easier. Gwenpool, I don't have particularly built that high up, but her evades on spawn for the team are incredible. The actual MVPs are Cloak and Dagger, and you can see on this node I was running them both Striker, because when they get the kill, they get the ability energy, and it just kept the energy flowing, and they kept doing damage and controlling people and rewinding them with offense downs. Firestar is quite good. Her abilities are quite good for controlling big groups of enemies. And then on this node, I brought in Squirrel Girl. I don't think I had to bring in Squirrel Girl. You could probably bring in someone else that's good, like, you know, maybe a 2099 or a Shang-Chi or whatever. But I liked Squirrel Girl here, and I actually end up using 2099 and Shang-Chi later. So I would probably recommend just using Squirrel Girl here. That's probably my recommendation. But this node's a nightmare. I would highly recommend you sack it, wait till you get some good RNG, burn a bunch of cooldowns with dodgy Web Warriors characters, and then come in with, like, basically this team. You're going to need new Warriors probably. Not probably. If you're doing it this difficulty, you are going to need them. And Squirrel Girl is an amazing choice as well for the heal and also the offense down, which also rewinds. Okay, node 4 is this is a pain in the ass, dude. This was a pain in the ass node. You spawn in and there's like a bunch of Titanias who's amazing in the Scourge, a death pool that like can potentially one-shot people. It's pretty annoying. So what did I use? I used Titania and Gamma. So you can't bring in She-Hulk because she's city. This is just global bio. I used Titania and I brought in Gamma. So remember how I had Red Hulk with my Death Seed team in, I think it was the first node? He's fully charged. So I literally came back in here and like ulted on that first wave, which is super annoying. Followed up with a special and then spent the rest of the node just recharging his ult so that it was ready for like the next time I used him later down the line. But being able to open with a Red Hulk ultimate in this is amazing. And, you know, this one took me a couple of attempts, maybe off the top of my mind, maybe 4 or 5 attempts just to get some good RNG and someone didn't die unluckily. Really probably the most important thing. I mean, you want Red Hulk to live. You're going to want him later. Try to keep the team healthy, of course. Make sure you end this with your cooldowns up. Normal stuff. But Titania is incredibly important in this. You need Titania. You need her healthy at the end of this, and you need her to have her cooldowns up and ready to go. I was able to do that, so I brought her. She's also amazing in this node because she's amazing everywhere in the Scourge. So she is probably the best character to put here with these guys, would be my guess. Maybe you could work in Moonstone. I really like Titania with this team, so that's what I ran. But yeah, most important thing is she needs to leave this node healthy with her cooldowns up. If you can do that, feel free to bring her along. Red Hulk, you really want him healthy, ready to go too, because you're going to need him later. And make sure you get that ultimate charged up and ready to go again. You can make him Striker, and that will make that even easier to do. But Red Hulk, you know, he's going to get charged anyway. Generally speaking, he's just going to take splash damage, get 5 charges, and then he's going to have his ult up anyway. So that node wasn't too bad with this team. So I would recommend that setup. All right, what's up next? Node 6 Honestly, Cosmic Section. Nothing in the Cosmic Section's that hard. This one I had to reset maybe 1 or 2 times just because maybe the Gwen pulls did a little bit too much retaliation damage. Or Gwen pulls, excuse me. Spider Gwens did too much retaliation damage. I brought in to node 6. Literally anytime you go into a Cosmic node, just bring in Dormammu, the 2 Eternals, Deathpool, and then whoever you want as a 5th. I don't know what to tell you guys. You get a kill, Deathpool's going to give you ability energy to your characters. Dormammu, Striker, is going to keep getting ability energy. There's nothing really to say here. You can kind of steamroll the node. I brought Hela into this one, and she did fine. I think she ended, like, almost dead, but I didn't need her in the next one anyway. Just bring these forward, whoever you want as the 5th, and you're going to be fine. Same thing as always. Slow play it whenever you can. Get your cooldowns back up. If you make them Striker and you have that pact, which you should be able to end this node with full energy, no problem. Cosmic Section is not particularly difficult. Let's see here. Node 6. This one is a massive pain in the ass. This is double Gambit. All right. I spent, much like the Wakanda node, I spent so long trying to one-shot this with a Masters of Evil team. Or Masters of Evil drop Absorbing Man for Quicksilver. Or this and that. Every variation I could think of. And after like 2 hours of bashing my head against the wall and getting nowhere, it finally dawned on me. This is where X Factor is used. I'm not doing enough damage to get through 2 full Gambits with my Masters of Evil team before they can ping down one of my characters. It's not happening. So, what do we do about that? Well, I'll tell you what we do about that. We take off the worst character on the Masters of Evil team, Absorbing Man, and we put him with, X Factor. I kept resetting this until my Shatterstar got to use a special. One of the defense downs landed on one of the Gambits, and I ultimated that Gambit with the long shot, and then my team died. Is basically how it worked. But it was just enough damage on that Gambit that I could come in with a Masters of Evil team with Quicksilver instead of Absorbing Man, and almost immediately kill a Gambit, and now there was only 1 Gambit, and now our likelihood of winning skyrocketed. That's pretty much what I did. Anytime that you can use the special or the ultimate from Moonstone, her control abilities are second to none. If you can stun the Gambit, if you can rewind a big group of the Asgardians on the left-hand side with her... Thing number one is stunning the Gambit. Use the special on the Gambit from Moonstone. Lock her down. Don't let him do anything. That's thing number 1. And then when her turn comes back around, probably a good idea to use her ultimate on that left-hand group with all the Asgardians, because they're pretty slow anyway, and you rewind them and then you slow them again. Titania, her ultimate is incredible at putting Heal Block and Disrupted on Gambits. I would highly recommend that you kick Gambits in the face with that, so they can't go into stealth and they can't heal when they ping. But this is what I did. I'm trying to think of the second part of this node. Yeah, once we got them down, I kind of this is just an annoying node. Even once you get through the Gambits, like this Phantom X dude, his ultimate was one-shotting people at full health for me. So like, even once I got this down where I like got the Gambits to low health, I still had to reset a couple times to get some good RNG. Slow play this, put, Moonstone special on your rogue, get the trauma on her, get her locked down, control the Phantom X. You're just gonna have to slow play it. Don't let Dazzler ultimate, she'll kill somebody. Don't let Phantom X ultimate, he's gonna one-shot someone. There's not a great strategy for this. Just slow play it and control key targets. Make sure these 2 idiots, Emma and Phoenix, can't use their specials and clear the debuffs. I don't have a great strategy for you guys there, but what I can tell you is bring in X Factor with Absorbing Man, do as much damage to one of the Gambits as you possibly can, then come up and clean it up with Masters of Evil with Quicksilver is what I would recommend and what worked for me. Next up is City Hero. This is another Node 7 City Hero, another massive pain in the ass team, dude. Another massive pain in the ass team, or node rather. Okay, here's thing number 1. What team did I bring in? Let me show you that first. What team did I bring in? Where are we at? I brought in New Warriors. I dropped Gwenpool. because I didn't find her evades to be that needed. And also mine is pretty underpowered, all things considered. She's like 140k power. So generally speaking, from a Kraken viewpoint, my Gwenpool is very underpowered. I also found that I didn't really need her evades. Please pay special attention to these ISOs here. Striker on Firestar. You could take it or leave it. You could probably actually make her Raider and she'd be all right. She wasn't getting that many kills to get energy for me anyway at my power level for her. So that one's not that important. You could probably make her Raider and be fine. Cloak, Striker. Because you want Cloak to be able to use his ultimate at the beginning when all the Rebirth and Pimtech characters are down. And then by the time the second wave hits with all the Darkhold characters and MLF, you want his ultimate to be back up. Dagger is Skirmisher. Why did I change Dagger from Striker to Skirmisher? I changed her from Striker to Skirmisher because the first node, while there are some annoying, or the first wave, excuse me, while there are some annoying characters and key characters you need to get down, like Peggy Carter, a thick Peggy Carter, you got to get through her. She's a primary target for you. Ultimately, Dagger's job for me was when the Darkhold characters drop down and MLF drop down, I needed her focus as high as possible to land those debuffs, hopefully a blind, on as many of those characters as possible. That MLF will basically could almost wipe my whole team just with her ultimate. So I had to control her. If I did not control her, we lost. So Dagger, I saved her ultimate till that final wave dropped down, and that's when I used it, and I made her Skirmisher to increase the chances of it landing. Cloak stayed a Striker because I needed debuffs on the opening waves, the Pimtech and the Rebirth. So I needed them slowed, blind, offense down, and all that stuff. But it wasn't so tough on that first wave that I needed. I could get away with just using Cloak's debuffs and then have him, be Striker. And so eventually he got back around to it by the time that second wave dropped. So this is what worked for me. I had way more success having her a Skirmisher for the extra focus. For a while I was running 2099 as Striker to take advantage of the energy generation as well. However, I found that having him available when the MLF dropped, just in the event the Dagger didn't land the blinds, to have his special available. Number one, I liked specialing Peggy Carter immediately with 2099 off the bat so that she couldn't ultimate. You can't let her ultimate because this is a debuff team. And if she ultimates, she clears debuffs and it's going to go to shit. So you need to keep her either locked down or dead. I like to open with a special from 2099 on her. But more important than that, when the MLF dropped on the final wave, he was my insurance policy. If everything went bad, at least I still had like a back pocket 2099 and maybe he could pull off an ability block. And he wasn't pulling off those ability blocks as Striker, I can tell you that for sure. So I made him Skirmisher. Another sneaky pick. Shang-Chi Striker. So here's the thing. Shang-Chi has a 3-turn ultimate that does a shitload of damage and rewinds, right? We know the Shang-Chi ultimate. It's incredible. Shang-Chi is going to kill someone pretty much every time he ultimates. So if you make him Striker, once you decide to start using that ultimate, you're going to be using it like almost every turn. Or you're going to use the ultimate, then the special, he gets a bunch of turn meter, and then like immediately ultimates, a moment later anyway. What I will say about this node, I would highly recommend Shang-Chi Striker, number one. I found that made a huge difference for me. What I would say about this node is even in the best circumstances, it's going to be crazy RNG and it's going to be a giant pain in the ass. Best case scenario, it's still going to be a giant pain in the ass. Get an ability block on Peggy Carter. She's target number one. Cloak debuff the rest of the guys, the Pimtech and the Rebirth that's out there, just to make them more manageable so they're not one-shotting your team. I like the 2099 special on her to get her ability blocked. Do not let her ultimate. This is a debuff-heavy team. You need her, the enemy team to be covered in debuffs. So Peggy Carter is target number one. And slow play this initial wave. I held my Shang-Chi ultimates until characters from the second wave of Darkhold started to drop down. You can immediately ultimate this first wave and kill basically everyone with Shang-Chi once they have cloak debuffs. And then all the Darkhold characters drop down. You've shot your shot. They start popping off and you're dead. So slow play this first wave. Second primary target is Agatha. you're in for a world of hurt if she gets to pull off an ultimate. So try to make sure she's blinded. And then MLF will basically kill you with her ultimate. She can practically one-shot your entire team with her ultimate. So keep resetting. There's no good strategy here except slow play the opening wave, control Peggy Carter, keep her ability blocked, get cloak debuffs up on this first wave, save cooldowns on the rest of your characters, slowly get the second wave to drop. If you're slow enough, MLF even comes down as like a third wave with Silver Server, and be ready with control effects to control that, and consider playing at ×2 speed, because even in the best circumstances, it's a nightmare. We've spent so much time on this node. We're going to get moving. But yeah, these are my favorite ISOs here. Striker on these two, Dagger, Skirmisher on 2099, Shang-Chi with Striker to keep those ultimates flowing. But that node is terrible. Okay, next up is Global Bio Node. Who did I use for that? No surprise there. I brought in Gamma again. I kept them healthy from the last time I used them. I got all their cooldowns back up because I started basicing things. Again, you can make character Striker if you want, if you're going to get attacks and all. If you're going to get killing blows to generate energy. I didn't bother doing that because I didn't find that I needed that. On this particular node, this can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I brought in Gamma with Zombie Iron Man. Now, granted, I have a giant zombie Iron Man. Like, nobody in the game, there's like 6 other people with a zombie Iron Man this big. I get it. You don't have to bring him. Any other 5th is going to be pretty good. Any decent 5th character is going to be pretty good. I brought him because I had a big one. And when you put a bunch of bleeds out on the enemy team, they start attacking each other, it just speeds things up a little bit. But you don't need zombie Iron Man. And if you have a little zombie Iron Man, absolutely replace him with someone else. But, again, I had managed my cooldowns. I was able to I immediately ulted this first wave with the Gamma characters and some Infinity Watch characters, the Red Hulk ultimate. And then I kind of just slowed played it and waited till my abilities came back up. The biggest trouble with this node is once you get to the final wave, a Red Hulk drops down. So you just need to be prepared. You need to be prepared, right? Like, if you can kill the Hulk before Red Hulk drops down, then he does not spawn with Safeguard immunity, which means that you can use crowd control effects on him to great effectiveness. Honestly, I didn't do it, but like if you wanted, instead of Zombie Iron Man here, if you wanted to bring in Titania would be incredible. Now, you need to make sure that she is fully healthy and has all of her cooldowns, but if you can pull that out, she's probably your best 5th. Or like a Moonstone. I really like Titania for her ultimate. If what's his name drops down, if this Red Hulk drops down, you've already killed the Hulk and he doesn't have Safeguard immunity, and you just boot him in the face with the Titania ultimate, he's pretty much good to go. So slow play this one, conserve your cooldowns for the final wave. Make sure, you're ready to go with crowd control effects on him. Kill the Green Hulk before Red Hulk drops if you can make it. If you can manage it, A-Bomb ultimate works great for stunning him. All kinds of different stuff. If you can get away with bringing Titania, you can use her abilities. But yeah, I really liked killing the Green Hulk before the Red Hulk dropped. That works really well for me to get rid of that Safeguard immunity. Okay, next up is... that's not that. What are we doing? What node is this? Cosmic. It's easy, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It's not hard. Just don't let Archangel ultimate. Archangel will just immediately delete someone on your team, so you just don't let him ultimate. He was my primary target. What team did I bring in? Not that. What team did I bring in? Surprise, surprise, Cosmic node. We brought in Eternals, Deathpool, and Dormammu, and I just happened to bring in Heartless Doctor Strange on this one. So that's what I did. Again, anytime you have a Cosmic node, just bring in Deathpool, Dormammu, and the 2 Eternals, then whoever you want in the 5th spot. This one, the primary target is Archangel. You just need to get Archangel down. Cosmic's not hard. I don't have to tell you guys. Get Archangel down because he's going to ultimate and he's going to kill one of your characters outright. Control the Deathpools. There's not really a whole lot to it. I just play this like normal. I don't know what to tell you guys. Magneto, when he comes out, make sure you kill him before you can blind your team. But yeah, Eternals, Dormammu, and Deathpool are great. Final node. I can't show you the team because when we beat it, that preview disappears. So I don't have a screenshot of that. But what I can tell you is that I one-shot this node with the full Masters of Evil team, and I dropped Absorbing Man. I put in Quicksilver. Worked great. This is a kind of a slow play node. Immediately kill the Archangel as quickly as you can, because he will ultimate and just delete somebody. You know, use the Kang special to put slows on that first pack of Death Seed characters. I think there's a Dark Beast. Yeah, there's 2 Nemesis and 2 Psylocks. You can slow the whole group down there with the special from Kang. I would highly recommend controlling the Dazzler with the Titania. Use the ultimate on her to get that ability block so she's not flipping stuff when it comes around to her turn. Second wave drops down. Primary target number 1 is Gambit. I would highly recommend the Moonstone special on Gambit to put the trauma on him, so that even if a Dazzler does pull off an ultimate, you can't break the trauma stuff on him. And then you need to control the Rogue. Again, Titania gets energy super fast, so you can use the Titania ultimate on the Rogue, or you can stun the Rogue with Moonstone's ultimate. That works as well. Once you get into this second wave, you need to start slow playing it. You need to control the key characters, but you have to start slow playing it, because if you do too much damage and you don't have the cooldowns up, when the next wave drops down, which is like an MLF, a Heartless, you get another Agatha, I think, it can become a shit show. Thing number 1, the second you see an MLF, you need to control MLF. So once you get that wave down, control MLF, do what you need to do. Titania ultimate is incredible. Moonstone special ultimate on her, whatever you need to do. I would recommend just Kang Bang ultimate that entire wave. Do as much damage. Just get that wave out as quickly as possible. That would be my recommendation. Yeah, there's no great thing there. Just control all the key characters and get MLF out as quickly as possible. You do need to, once you're in a good spot though, continue to slow play it as best you can, because the final wave is a Red Hulk, a bunch of Gamma characters, and then Apocalypse. There is no Green Hulk, so Red Hulk is highly susceptible to crowd control effects, because he's not going to have safeguard and immunity, especially crowd control effects that put trauma on him. So, you know, you can use the special from the Moonstone. You can, I don't remember if the Titania Ultimate does trauma or not, but Titania Ultimate's incredible for Red Hulk, all that good stuff. So control him. Once he's controlled, you're pretty much good. He's a quick kill. He's obviously a priority target, so you do want to get him out. Ultimately, what ended up happening for me was I killed Red Hulk and the rest of the Gamma characters, and then it was basically my entire team versus an Apocalypse. An Apocalypse can ultimate and like wipe your team practically, for sure. But that being said, once you get Ultron bots out on the field, the Rewind bots, you can just start basicking on him. And between that and Quicksilver doing like his special for the Rewind and everything, you can kind of just lock down Apocalypse and probably kill him before he goes, as long as there's no one else in the field doing damage and jacking that up. So I like to kind of ignore Apocalypse a little bit at the beginning, get the Gamma characters down, control Red Hulk, and then I basically have my entire team to just control and lock down an APOC before he popped off. So that's it. Sorry for the long video. I know that's super wordy, but that's pretty much what I did. And that's what helped me get this score. In addition to having a giant Kraken account. Now, what I will say is, obviously this account's huge, right? Am I still rank 4? Hello, rank 4. How you doing? Hey, Dorky, thanks for the tips. I appreciate it, man. What I will say is we're in pretty good company, so I think this strategy worked good, and I think you could tailor it to a lower account level, and you would even have more flexibility there, right? Like, what I had to use here was probably more stringent. Not probably, it is more stringent than the flexibility that you'll have in like a difficulty 8 and maybe with less Scourges. But the principles I feel like can be applied to that lower difficulty, so I feel like there is still value there. So to put in perspective, we're top 4 right now. We'll see how long we hang in there, but that's at 57 million TCP using the method that I used. Who's above us? So we're at 57 million. Here's a guy that, you know, Zubin, great dude, 20 million TCP higher than us. Mark B, 8 million TCP higher than us. Fergus, 18 million TCP higher than us. So like we did pretty good with this strategy. So I'm happy with it. I hope this helps you guys. Again, you can tailor it and rein it in and make it work for a lower level and a lower difficulty and a smaller roster. I know some of these characters are unrealistic. Like none of you guys are bringing Zombie Iron Man into a node. It's not going to happen. He's going to die one shot. So like things like that, use your best judgment with your roster. But I think the principles can be applied to a smaller account and lower difficulty Scourges. So I hope this helped in some way. And if you're a Kraken, if you're a big boy account, and you are pushing for difficulty 9, I hope this is helpful. The only thing I ask is that you don't do so well that you knock me out of top 50. That's my only ask. That's my only ask. I would appreciate that. That'd be super cool of you if you didn't do that. But that's it for the video, guys. Sorry for the long one. I just want to be as thorough as I can. I appreciate you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe if you're not already. Please make sure you go support Dorky Dad, who puts up in-depth analysis of each of his attacks, not just a high-level overview like I did here, but he actually goes in and talks about turn order and attack priority and all that stuff. That's super helpful. And he will also have his own teams that he likes using, that I'm sure there's some overlap, but I'm sure some of them are different than what I have here. I don't know exactly what he used, but he has great information. And Dorky, if you ever see this, thank you so much for saving me so much time and just telling me what Scourges to use. That was immensely helpful. You're a national treasure and a stand-up guy, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Stay sticky. And if I have the time, I will do one of these for the baby account, but we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time, but we'll see what happens. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.